Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're fixing that dreaded source limit reached error in NotebookLM. If you use AI for any kind of heavy research, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the exact roadblock that just stops your biggest projects dead in their tracks.
So you hit that frustrating 50 source wall. Your very first instinct is probably to think, well, I guess I need to pay to upgrade. But actually, the real issue here isn't how much data you're researching. The issue is how you're counting it. You see, the system treats a single, short Twitter thread exactly the same as a massive 200-page financial report. Why is that? Because the AI relies completely on an item count. It literally doesn't care about the actual volume of the content inside those items. Think of it this way. If you upload 15 small articles separately, you instantly burn through 30% of your free capacity. You just end up wasting highly valuable space on tiny fragmented bits of data.
And failing to consolidate those files hurts absolutely everyone. Students fill up their notebooks with single reading assignments. Researchers are forced to delete old papers just to make room for new ones. Creators hit these really frustrating ceilings on social media research, and business owners completely lose their ability to look at year-long performance trends.
But the solution is simple. You just need to consolidate those fragmented bits into a single master document. This one simple action is the absolute key to keeping your extra slots open for brand new data.
Just imagine a business analyst for a second. Instead of uploading 12 separate monthly reports, they just merge them into one single document with clear sections. Doing that instantly frees up 11 valuable source slots. And the best part? It perfectly preserves all those month-by-month comparisons for the AI to analyze. Now, this brings us to a hidden workflow called the Ouroboros Technique. It's named after that ancient symbol of a snake eating its own tail. It's essentially a continuous loop that forces the AI to generate its own condensed sources, which allows you to fit significantly more data into the free tier. The actual steps are incredibly powerful. First, you just ask the AI to generate summaries and notes from your original documents. Second, you convert all of those notes into a brand new, highly condensed primary source. And then finally, you delete the bulky original files entirely to free up your slots. Now, if you choose to ignore these workflows, buying your way out of the limit gets expensive really quickly. Looking at the 2026 Google AI subscription tiers, the free tier obviously stops at 50 sources. Upgrading to the Plus tier will cost you $7.99 for 100 sources. The Pro tier jumps to $19.99 for 300, and the Ultra tier demands $99.99 for 600 sources. But wait, here is a critical, confirmed fact that you absolutely need to understand. The hard ceiling of 500,000 words or 200 megabytes per source never increases. That ceiling stays exactly the same even if you're paying for the very highest tier. And right now, it is purely speculation whether Google will ever actually raise that 50 source cap for free tier users. As of today, we have zero confirmed data suggesting a free tier expansion is even coming. Of course, it's not all magic. These space-saving workarounds do come with some severe limitations. You really need to understand these trade-offs before you start merging your files, because they will permanently change how you interact with your citations. The first massive trade-off is losing citation granularity. That just means losing specific, pinpointed details. If you consolidate your files, the AI can only point you back to the massive merged document. It can no longer cite the specific original article you pulled the information from. Additionally, your converted notes essentially become second-generation documents, meaning they are completely stripped of their original inline citations. And honestly, what's worse is that your notebooks act as isolated silos. You simply cannot cross-reference facts between different notebooks without completely duplicating your data. Because these notebooks are isolated, we see a massive common beginner mistake all the time. Users will upload dozens of short web links or individual social posts one by one. Doing this just burns through your available slots incredibly fast on tiny, granular pieces of content. So if your research actually involves thousands of files, you have to look outside the browser. We can confirm that third-party alternatives like Elephice and Atlas remove the source cap entirely by processing your files locally, directly on your own device. Returning to NotebookLM's isolated silos for a moment, while we can obviously only speculate on their future roadmap, it's highly unlikely Google will change this isolated structure. It really appears to be a fundamental, intentional architecture choice for their entire system. Ultimately, the real skill here isn't just throwing money at a 600 source limit. The real skill is organizing your data before you ever upload it. A 45-source notebook filled with clean, batched PDF files is always going to perform better than a 600-source notebook filled with chaotic, messy scans. So here is the big question you have to answer for your own workflow. If you only had one choice today, would you preserve every original citation by paying for a higher tier? Or would you sacrifice some of that citation detail just to fit twice as much research into the free plan? Let us know what you decide in the comments. Be sure to hit the bell so you never miss an explainer. Stay sharp, stay ahead, and we will see you in the next breakdown.